Hi, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my studio at Heritage Art. This is the March update 2025 for my Dear Jane project. Before I show you the blocks for March, I just want to mention that when I started this project, I wanted it to be, and I knew it was going to be, a long-term project. I wanted it to be one that could really be fun, no pressure. Well, honestly, I feel like every month I want to create more blocks than the previous month. And every weekend it's, oh, how many blocks can I make? And that wasn't really what I wanted initially. I mean, I'm loving the project, but I'm really trying to hold the reins back and just enjoy the ride and allow myself to work on other creative endeavors as well. So it's not about the number of blocks I make. I'm trying to remind myself each month, even though I want to finish next year. It's about the journey. So I did make 20 blocks in March, and that's the most I've made so far, and I think probably not likely to happen again for a while. But here we go. We're on a board here. So I made more of the green blocks this month, and you can start to see these ones here are very pale, and I know they look very pale. But for those of you who have watched the previous videos, you'll know that my green quilt is going to be going from blue-green to green yellow, and then each of those sections are going to go from light to dark. So this is the very lightest of the blue-green, so that's why they are so light. And you can start to see that colour difference coming through because they are in order there. And then these ones here are a couple of the darker ones in the blue-green section. Yeah, and I made some orange ones down there. Yeah, just overall a lot of fun. And I have to say, I think I'm going to rename it my humility quilt, because, for example, this block here, which really shouldn't be hard to piece for a quilter, right? It's just straight lines. In paper piecing, it should be dead easy. You're just sewing straight lines. I cannot tell you how long this block took, like seriously, like 2 hours, because I was slightly off the line, and that made these segments not quite rectangular and not quite square, and it was so frustrating. Anyway, in the end, I had to use sellotape to tape the paper back together, because if you've done paper piecing, you'll know there's only so many times you can rip out your stitching without ripping the paper. So I had to tape the paper back together several times before I restitched the line. So this is definitely my humility block, and it absolutely reminded me that it's not about time, it's not about hurrying through the project, it's about literally enjoying every stitch. So that was quite the adventure, but I am really enjoying it. And I've even had a couple of friends whose stashes I've raided for more low volume backgrounds, which I think now I have a great handle on, and I've sort of broadened what I'm going to be including in the low volume backgrounds for both the versions of the quilts. So for April, I have a whole lot of blocks prepped. So I have the fabric with the block numbers I want to use it in already pegged together, and then I have the paper the paper piecing templates printed off, all ready to go as well. And I think April is going to be slower also, because there is a lot of curved piecing blocks that I have been avoiding, and I think I might have to hand applique some of those, because I think they'll just be too tricky to do on the sewing machine. So that's where I'm at. Really enjoying it, and I've joined the Dear Jane Facebook group, and a lot of people starting the quilt, a lot of people partway through the quilt, and it's just super encouraging to see what people are creating. So if you don't know about that, check it out in the Dear Jane group on Facebook, and you just have to apply, or like click the please accept me, and then you'll get accepted, and you can see people's pictures and posts and questions and really helpful comments. Yeah, so that's all for this month. Look forward to seeing you again at the end of April. Thanks.